Good evening, grade 7 parents, and welcome to, well, this is the first for me, our information and homework evening. Hopefully this is going to be informative for you. I know that it's a bit different, and I would have loved to have had you in my class for us to get to know each other and so that we can start the year off positively. Okay, so the way I'm going to do it is I'm going to run through a few things, and then we can chat about it. And well, I'll chat about it. And at the end, if you don't mind just asking me a few questions via WhatsApp, you can either put it on the group or you can ask me if it's privately, if it's something you want to know yourself. Okay, so let's begin. All right, so I am screen sharing so that you can see everything. Right, so obviously this is we work as a team. So everything must be done so that you and I are one, okay, because we don't want our little wonderful children to separate us, and we work together as a team, and we're strong together, and we don't want them playing the one up against the other, which they quite can do. Okay, so, but if we work together, it will be for the good of the school, the class, and of course, mostly your child. Okay, so just a few classroom routines. So, most important, check the diary and sign daily. But please make sure you check their schoolwork because sometimes you check the diary and you sign and work isn't done. So please just check that they've done it. They are in grade 7, and yes, they should be doing it all on their own, but they often slip away with a few things, which is understandable too. Okay, then they will be expected to write down daily. There is a board which they have, and whatever gets written, they should be writing down. I'll be checking them as well. I have a routine, a strict routine, because I'm a bit of a routine freak. And when they walk into my classroom, they automatically, before they do anything, they automatically take their homework diaries and put it on the desk. They're getting into a decent routine, maybe one or two falling off the wagon a bit, but we catch them and make sure that it gets done. All right. Also, you'll notice that I like to have something called circulars, and it's either ×1, ×2. Then you yourself know, well, hang on, it says ×1. Why isn't there a circular, or where is the circular? If it's ×2, excuse me, there should be 2 circulars. So let's try and work that out and get the circulars from them. All right. And if you can, please, you know the drill. By grade 7, you should know by now those circulars have a reply slip, and please, if they can come back the very next day. I am sort of kind enough, I give them a day's grace, but after that, they start getting warnings. Right, money is a big thing. It must please be in an envelope. Last week we were getting some Ciola money, and it was just coming to me with cash. And but often I don't get to do it straight away. I then I'll collect it and put it in the money book to do later, to fill in later. So I just don't have the time because we have maths first thing. So if it's clearly marked, I just pop it in the book and off it goes to the staff room, where I do it at a later stage. But if it comes in cash, then I don't know who it belongs to. So please, it's also to stop people from putting it on my desk and sticky fingers, but I don't think we've got that here, but we just don't want to take the chance. Right, sick notes. It's quite important at the moment. Please, it must be on a separate piece of paper, not in the homework, because we still have to make a note of it, copy it, send it to the office, etc. If you are going to email it, please email it to me at robinl@iafrica.com. It's better that way, because then I will print it out and sign it. Otherwise, it goes to the office, then it comes back to me, and then go back to the office. So you see where I'm going with this. Okay, it's better if it just hands in on the day that they return. Okay, if they're absent for more than 3 days, doctor's notice required. If there's any infectious diseases, medical clearance must be done. Okay, but at this stage with the COVID pandemic, please do not send your child to school if they're not 100%. Okay, but I'm talking COVID signs. Okay, and if I may ask, if you can please WhatsApp me straight away in the morning to say she's got a temp or she's coughing or whatever, we're keeping her at home so that we know we can also monitor the situation. Okay. If they leave early, notify the school, email it on a separate piece of paper. As well, make sure that it's in here timelessly. You have to sign them out. Okay. Remember, it's by this stage, it's the responsibility of the child to find out what they did, what they missed, and to catch up the work timelessly as soon as possible. They can't wait for the teacher to get to marking and there's still nothing there. They need to catch up. Even if they find out from their friends, they're all on WhatsApp, they can just find out from their friends, take a photo and they can do the homework. Okay, right. At the school, we believe in positive reinforcement, and praising our children for whatever they do is important, but they've got to work for it. Okay, we don't praise for nothing. They've got to work for praise. And also, but we do look for all the positiveness in them. Okay, so we focus on strengths and that. So we've, by now, they've got merits, a merit certificate once a week where we look for a positive that they've done, and there's a positive in every single child. In fact, there's more than one positive. So, but it's quite exciting for us teachers to try and find that positive, and it's nice to see their faces when they get it. Then the principal awards, and that's the build-up of all their stars, and in their mental tests as well. The honours, that's also a very good one where they get to wear the honours badge once a term. Okay. Right, just inability to resist commanding a school project because your child has not executed to your high standards. Be careful. Okay. Again, just be careful that he needs to do the work, not you. All right. Grade 7, there's pride in our school uniform. They've got to lead by example. So please ensure that they look good all the time. If a grade 7 is not looking good, it's just not going to work. They're not going to be able to perform their duties because they're going to say, well, you look like that, so why should we bother? Okay, so the boys' hair, that's got to be done the proper regulation. No gel, none of those funny cuts and hangy overs and comb overs and whatever it's called. Yeah, okay. Girls, no colors, no gel, no extensions. They're just got to be school regulation. The correct earrings for the girls, no fancy earrings and no hoops as well, because they get caught and it could have a nasty effect. Okay, uniforms clearly marked. Well, they cost a lot of money. So if your kids' uniforms aren't marked, I'm not going to be checking in grade 7. If they're not marked, it's up to them. Okay, and cats are compulsory all year round. If your child does not have a hat, we've given them a couple of days. It's now into the 2nd week, and there's still some children without a hat. Okay, and with that, pride in the uniform. I see a lot of my grade 7s have got the wrong school bag. Please make sure that they have a school bag and not all these bright colors of all different types of bags. We've got to set that example. We have to have the right school bag. Okay, if you're not sure about anything, please check the information booklet. All right, so let's get down to business. New grade, new phase, new subjects. It is the start of a new phase, senior phase, and that's from grade 7 to 9. So things will be changing. Okay, so your senior phase, we've got your English, so Miss Footer. She's our new teacher who's taken over from Miss Hurst, and we're very grateful that she's here with us. I'm very excited to begin her teaching career with us, which I find very nice. Okay, so dictionaries are required, need to read, and that goes with Afrikaans as well. I know that they've got spelling cards, reading cards. Please make sure that they sign, but please don't just sign. Ask your children, what did they read about? Who was that? What was that? Ask them questions, because it's also about reading for understanding. So Afrikaans is Maskitta. Mathematics, which truly must practice every day. They need to practice something every day. Even if they've got nothing, then rather than let them do some of the 4 operations. If you don't teach it in grade 7, it's incidentally, you do it while we're doing decimal fractions, etc., but they need to practice. Social sciences is myself again, and it's a combination of history and geography. Natural sciences, Miss Bikram, okay. Life orientation, Mr. Van Beek. EMS, Ms. Skitter. There is a market day, but obviously it's to be determined because of the pandemic. So, but that's normally in the third term. And so we'll just play it by ear. But they will, if there's no market day, so last year they just got to do a business plan and a potential product, etc., that they had to try and sell. Okay, technology is Miss Wellman. If it is required for them to do stuff, they need to bring the necessary equipment. So please, can you help them by bringing the right stuff? Creative arts, Miss Footer will be taking them, and just make sure that all the right art stuff is got. And if they do not have an art shirt, an oversized dad shirt, that also works. Okay, computers as myself, and this year we are going into the computer center, and every day after the class it's being sanitized and deep cleaned. So hopefully we'll be able to go. As we walk in, we sanitize, so at least we can get some computers. We did miss it last year, although the grade 7s did have these tablets, but it's not the same. Okay, so the assessment. So normally in grade 7, it would be 40% SPA, which is school-based assessment, and 60% November examination. But because of COVID, last year and this year, department have changed it from 80% school-based assessment and only 20% examination. So this is actually in your child's favor. Okay, so the more they work during the year, term 1, 2, and 3, it counts 80% of the mark. So if they do badly 1, 2, and 3, the chances are they're going to not do so well, because your exam, if you leave everything to the exam at the end of the year, it's only worth 20%. But if you're not an exam person, then 20% is okay. All right, so that's your breakdown. Your pass mark, English is 50% and the rest is 40%. Okay, so please have that in the back of your mind. They have to pass English, Afrikaans, and maths. That's one of those things they have to pass those. Right, examinations are written in June and November. The English, there's 2 papers. Maths, there's 2 papers. We do the whole year's work. Afrikaans, there's 2 papers. Social sciences, there's 2 papers, and that's history and geography are separate. Natural sciences, just one paper. But you'll notice there for social science and natural science, the term 1 and 2 is for June, and then we only do for November 3 and 4. We don't do whole year work. And the same applies to life and to natural science. Hello, EMS, technology, and creative arts. Okay, so it's just one exam in June and November. All right, but other than that, continuous assessment is done throughout the year. Our reports haven't changed from the years up to here. Progress and informal interviews in term 1. So we're not sure about the informal interviews at the moment because of COVID. We just have to see what lockdown regulations enable us to do. Term 3 is again progress report and a 10-minute formal interview. We might go ahead with that because it will just be a one-on-one. Okay. Term 2 and term 4 would be a full report with comments, and term 2 we regard it as our mid-year report, which is term 1 and 2 combined, and term 4 is term 1, 2, and 3, and 4 being the exam, and we call it our year-end report. Place certificates for academics. Place certificates are awarded at the end of each term. In the end of term 2, it is for certificate for term 2 only. Okay, so it might not reflect on the report because remember the report is term 1 and 2 together, which gets quite exciting when we get to term 4, because term 4 is only term 4 and it's always after the prize giving, and sometimes the positions shift because of that exam. Okay, so it's quite exciting. So just so you're aware of those different certificates. Okay, sport. Well, we're going to be just practicing from I think it's the 1st of March. I apologize for the 2nd of March, but I think it's the Monday, the 1st of March. But we will not be doing any inter-school matches. So we'll just be practicing, getting some activity going, getting some fitness going, some swimming going, some cricket. The boys will love that. Okay. Choir practice, again, will not be held just quite yet. We'll have to just wait and see what regulations we can have. So at the moment, choir is also on hold, as well as chess is on hold for now. Okay. All right, excursions, day excursions are included in your BAC, but these are also on hold. Okay, tours are not included, so need to be budgeted for. We have booked for the 2nd to the 6th of August. We must book obviously in advance, and because it's 5 nights, 5 days to 4 nights, it's about 3,500. But again, it is to be determined depending on the pandemic and if we're allowed to be going. Okay, is an exciting one, and I'm very sad the grade 7s from last year didn't go to the Drakensberg. Okay, so now this is high school. Please finalize as soon as possible. If you need any help with any information about different high schools, I will be putting on all the time. The minute I receive, I will share with you whenever I can, but you need to finalize as soon as possible. It's so important that the children get to see where they're going, and the minute their placement is finalized, they just seem to settle. So the minute you can do it, and find those entrance exams, find those scholarship exams. Do not be afraid to ask them to write the scholarships. Okay, all they can do, say no, but at least you've tried and you've written. I have got some past papers. They're quite old, but maths doesn't change and English doesn't change. So if you want, please give me at least a bit of time in advance. Okay, a lot of high schools ask for testimonials, and I need at least a week. Please don't give me the day before, because I probably won't be able to do it. It takes a lot of time to put a testimonial together. So I need at least a week to be able to get a testimonial together. And I'm very happy to put one together just to help you get into the high school that you want. But please just plan ahead and give me some time to put it together. Okay. There are some places that will I'm not sure if they will have high school information evenings, but if they do, then it's quite nice, because all the high schools come together, and then you only have to do it one afternoon. I think last year it was Mtunzini that hosted it, and it's quite nice to be able to see all the different schools at one small little event. Okay, so please finalize as soon as possible. Apply. Now the F word. Yes, the F word. Okay, all right. Fundraising in grade 7 is quite a big thing. We were hit last year, so we didn't have a huge amount, but I wouldn't mind if somebody would come forward, or 2 people as a convener, and then just to come up with ideas. And I've just said, yeah, well, let's put a spanner in the works, but if we can get to work together and have fundraisers out the box. So let's think out the box, different types of fundraisers where we maybe don't have to get together. Maybe we can do things, sell things, etc. So if you've got any ideas, please, I'd really appreciate somebody to come forward, maybe chat amongst yourselves, and to choose a convener for that. Okay, it's always nice to have something to leave behind. The grade 7s love to know that that's what they've bought or paid for. 2 years ago, the grade 7s built the awning over the grade 7 area, and it was so exciting when they could put their handprints all around, and that's what they gave, and which is very nice. So if you've got it in yourself to raise some money so that the class of 2021 can leave a good legacy behind with anything, we just chat with Mr. Nell, but yeah, we'd have to think out the box because of our COVID pandemic friend. Okay, so if there's anything else that you would like to know about or are unsure about, please contact me. I'm quite open. Obviously, if you're going to phone me at 11 o'clock at night, I probably won't answer it. Okay, and if you phone me over the weekend, I'll probably be answering with a glass of wine in my hand. Okay, but anyway, no, I'm just joking. But so just be aware of when you want to chat with me, but I am open at pretty much most times, just to jot a note and just to help you. Right, and thank you very much for listening, and I hope we have a wonderful year together, and if there's any problems, jot it in the homework book and we can chat. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful evening. God bless and sleep well. I appreciate everything that you do for your children. And yeah, let's have a good year together. Thank you very much.